Everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S24 and compare it against the Samsung Galaxy S10 and see which particular phone is a better one for you. Now, personally for me, I like both these phones. I think they're very good. The Galaxy S10 was very impactful and very, very monumental, but I definitely would say that the Galaxy S24 is going to be the better phone. And if you're looking for an upgrade, the S24 is an excellent upgrade in my opinion. So, if you want to go down in that direction, you can always buy the Galaxy S24. If you want to pick up some phones I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside, the Samsung Galaxy S10 on the front had a 6.1-inch dynamic AMOLED display. It was a very good panel, and I was, a massive fan of this panel when it first came out. It was 1440p, and it had the curved side to it, so it had a really nice curved edge to it, which was really cool. You're getting the bottom bezel and the top bezel for the most part, but it's not really even that big. And, I'm a big fan of the way this particular phone looks too. Like, it's a very nice looking panel. It was 60 hertz, so this was one of the last 60 hertz panels on a Galaxy S phone, but I still think it looks great and I don't have that much to complain about it from that perspective. The Samsung Galaxy S24, on the other hand, you are getting an overall larger 6.2-inch dynamic LTPO AMOLED display. And this is a very good panel. This is a better panel than the Galaxy S10. So for one, it's a flat panel, it's a low resolution, so those two things I don't really like, but it's 120 hertz, automatically it's better, and it gets 2600 nits of brightness, and that is insane. Having that a massive amount of brightness on a phone like this is very cool, and this is a much better panel than the Samsung Galaxy S10 in every way, and I'm glad it is because this is a more expensive phone as you would probably expect. In terms of the rest of the body though, what's very crazy to me, and I kind of forget about this, the Galaxy S10 was a very slim phone. Like, this phone was a very, very slim device for the most part. Like, you can kind of see what's going on here. The Galaxy S10, very slim, you were getting slim bezels all across, or the slimness about, this phone. The Samsung Galaxy S24 was completely flat on the sides. So this was something that was actually very, very cool going on for this particular device, that you were actually able to go through and essentially have this slim amount of bezel on the Galaxy S10, where the Galaxy S24 was completely flat on the sides, which was actually very cool. And the microphone holes there. On the bottom, you were getting a headphone jack and a USB Type-C port on the Galaxy S10, whereas on the S24, you're just getting USB Type-C port, and on the Samsung Galaxy S10, you were also getting a microSD card slot as well. That is another crazy thing the S10 has going for it. And if I'm about to go and buy a phone, I definitely want to have a device that basically does give me that microSD card slot, and that is something that, again, is genuinely very cool. I love having that type of capability, and that's a very cool thing going on for the S10 over something like the Galaxy S24. On the backside, triple camera setups on both as well, which is very cool. You're getting wireless charging, reverse wireless charging on both. The Galaxy S10 has this solid glass back, where the Galaxy S24 has this frosted glass back. And I'll probably tell you the S24 definitely holds up maybe a little bit better from that perspective than something like the Galaxy S10, but I'll tell you between both, they both feel very premium, they both are very impactful, and I'd probably say the Galaxy S10 maybe had more impact than the S24, but the S24 is still a very, very good phone nonetheless. It's a better phone than the S10. Now, in terms of software, this is probably the number one reason why I wouldn't really recommend buying something like the Samsung Galaxy S10 anymore. Like, this phone is pretty much outdated. It's been outdated for a couple of years now, and I wouldn't really recommend people to buy this phone anymore because it's already outdated with software. You're much better off buying something like a Samsung Galaxy S24, which has 7 years of software updates. This phone, to give you some perspective, the Galaxy S10 isn't even 7 years old anymore, it's 5 years old. The fact that the Galaxy S24 is getting 7 years of software updates is insane to me. And that is easily one of my most favorite things going on for this particular phone because, it's going to last for a very long time. It's going to last longer than the Galaxy S10. I remember when this phone came out, and the fact that this phone is not even really worth it anymore, and it's 5 years old is crazy because the S24 is going to be worth it probably 7 years from now. So from that perspective, that kind of covers it up there. Now let's go into a speed comparison between them. The Samsung Galaxy S24 has that Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset inside with 8 or 12 gigs of RAM. This one has 8. Where the Galaxy S10 has that Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset inside with 6 or 8 gigs of RAM. This one has 6. So let's go and see which one's the faster one between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared in the background, so we can close out of these ones. And there we go. Let's go and get into it. Let's do Galaxy S10 is here, S24 is here. Phone call is 3, 2, 1. Okay, the Galaxy S10 definitely kind of showing its age out immediately. Camera 3, 2, 1. It just is a little bit of a glitchier experience on the Galaxy S10. Hopping out of these two. Let's get into Galaxy stores, 3, 2, 1. You can see right there as well, noticeable glitches going on in the Galaxy S10. The speeds are what I'd expect though. Play Store 3, 2, 1. And kind of, again, the same thing going on here. Scrolling through, you can kind of see that the Galaxy S10 definitely is being a little bit of a slower experience. Scrolling up, I mean, there's a really big difference here for the most part. Hopping out of these two, let's get into Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. Now I am logged in here, so that one really didn't really count. Let's go and do Dropbox, 3, 2, 1. Okay, a couple of different pop-ups for the most part. Quizlet, 3, 2, 1. And just like kind of scrolling in and out of these applications is definitely kind of a glitchy experience on the Galaxy S10, as you can probably tell. I mean, that's kind of what happens when you're getting these types of devices. Let's get into Clock, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's get into another one. Let's get into Contacts, 3, 2, 1. Okay, kind of the same thing too. I mean, it's like lots of glitches going on, which is what we expect. I don't think we have, oh, we do have Facebook, 3, 2, 1. Again, that one is the faster one there. We do have Game Hub, so we'll load up some games into the side of our game launcher. And even then, I mean, it was such a long experience to load into the game launcher thing. And we do have My Games right up here, so let's get into some. So I'm going to do Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now, this is not that big of a game, but it's still a really fun one to test that I talk about all the time. So you can see right here, this one did have the downloading content thing come up. But even then, it was kind of a slower experience. I already saw a glitch on the Galaxy S10 right there. Let's see if there's another one, which I don't think there's going to be, but I mean, that was like a pretty stark difference there too. Getting into the actual game, you can kind of see that, it actually really wasn't that bad of an experience once you're in it, but, definitely was a slower experience for sure. Getting back into our game launcher, let's try Thank You, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I totally messed that one up. I clicked on the Galaxy S10 earlier, but let's go and see. So, it wouldn't have been that big of a difference. I did click on that one way faster, so we'll just have to kind of just keep in mind that one. Let's get into Stack, which I don't even have. That's very weird. Snake vs. Blocks, 3, 2, 1. I'm surprised I still use this game. I haven't played this game in so long. But you can kind of see, again, the Galaxy S20 was faster, but it really wasn't that big of a difference, to be honest. Once you're actually in the game, too, the S10 is actually doing a pretty good job. And I actually just updated my S10, too, so it's on the latest version of software on both these phones. So from a performance side, I would probably tell you the Galaxy S24 is way faster. But the S10 is not like terrible, but it is kind of what you'd expect from like a kind of an older device. So that kind of covers it up there. Now for my camera side of things, triple camera setups on the back of both of them, wide ultra-wide telephoto lenses. You're getting 4K at 60 on the front and the back of both these devices, which is very, very cool. That's something I love a lot about both these phones. I will tell you, the Galaxy S24 does have 8K capability, which is a very nice touch to have and probably one of the coolest things going on for that particular phone. 8K is very cool. I love having that type of feature set, and you're going to be getting it on that type of device. The Galaxy S10, very good camera for the most part as well. Once again, I mean, you're getting 0.5x zoom, and you're getting 10x zoom on the inside, which at that time in 2019 was actually pretty good. Portrait mode, portrait video, single take, and under the more modes at the very end, you're getting a lot more options, again, which is very cool. And I think this, again, in and of itself is a very nice camera. It's not perfect, and in those social media apps, it's not going to be amazing, but it's not a bad experience. The Galaxy S24 is a very good phone for me. I think it's an excellent phone for the most part. Again, that triple camera setup is very, very nice to have. And I think for one, if I'm going to go through and use a camera, it's going to be probably this one. 0.6x zoom here, 30x zoom on that side as well. You're getting photo mode, portrait video, more mode. Like, this is a very cool camera, and I'm a big fan of this camera for sure. If I'm about to go and use a phone, this is definitely going to be the one that I would definitely look at for a fact. So, without a doubt, this is an excellent camera for sure. And to kind of sum up the video, I think the Samsung Galaxy S24 is a way better phone in basically every single way. I think this is the phone that I would look at and be like, oh, like, this is the phone that I would recommend most people to go ahead and buy. I would probably say that if I'm going to go ahead and buy a phone, this is the one that is going to be the one that is probably going to be recommended the most. I think the Galaxy S10 is a very good phone for the most part, and I thought it was a good phone when it first came out. I just probably wouldn't recommend people to buy it anymore. You're much better off buying something like a Galaxy S22, 23, or an S21 or newer, to be honest. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.